Welcome to Smart Stock Watch, your go-to channel for in-depth financial analysis. Today is January 31st, 2025, and we're diving into Charter Communications' latest earnings report for the fourth quarter and full year 2024. Joining us is John, our senior analyst from Smart Stock Watch. John, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. Charter Communications, operating under the Spectrum brand, has just released their financial results, and there's a lot to unpack, from revenue growth to strategic initiatives.
Revenue and profitability overview. Let's start with the top line. Charter reported a fourth quarter revenue of $13.9 billion, which is a 1.6% increase year over year. John, what are the key drivers behind this growth?
The growth was primarily driven by a significant increase in residential mobile service revenue, which grew by 37.4%, and a 26.4% rise in advertising sales revenue. However, this was partially offset by a decline in video revenue. The net income for the quarter also saw a substantial increase of 38.6% to $1.5 billion, thanks to higher adjusted EBITDA and a lower pension remeasurement loss compared to last year.
And how did the adjusted EBITDA perform?
Adjusted EBITDA for the fourth quarter was $5.8 billion, marking a 3.4% increase year over year. This reflects Charter's ability to manage its operating expenses effectively while driving revenue growth.
EPS performance and analyst expectations. John, let's talk about earnings per share. Charter reported an EPS of $10.32 for the fourth quarter, which seems to have exceeded expectations. Can you elaborate on this?
Absolutely. The reported EPS of $10.32 significantly beat the forecasted EPS of $9.54, which was based on a survey of 7 analysts. This beat can be attributed to the strong performance in mobile service revenue and effective cost management, which boosted net income.
What does this mean for investors?
This EPS beat is a positive signal for investors, indicating that Charter is performing well above market expectations, which could lead to increased investor confidence and potentially a positive impact on the stock price.
Operational efficiencies and future outlook. Moving on to operational efficiencies, Charter's capital expenditures for the fourth quarter were $3.1 billion. How does this align with their future plans?
Charter is heavily investing in network evolution and expansion, which is reflected in their capital expenditures. For 2025, they expect to spend approximately $12 billion, focusing on line extensions and network upgrades. This strategic investment is aimed at enhancing their service offerings and expanding their customer base.
And what about their cash flow situation?
Free cash flow for the fourth quarter was $984 million, a slight decrease from the previous year. However, the company remains optimistic about future cash flow growth, as stated by CEO Chris Winfrey, who emphasized the visibility to free cash flow growth following their investment cycle.
Strategic initiatives and market position. Charter has been active in strategic initiatives, particularly in mobile and video services. Can you tell us more about their performance in these areas?
Charter added 529,000 mobile lines in the fourth quarter, continuing their strong growth in this segment. However, they saw a decline of 123,000 video customers, which is an improvement from the previous year's decline. Their new brand platform, Life Unlimited, aims to enhance customer value and drive growth through simplified pricing and packaging.
How is Charter addressing rural expansion?
Charter is actively working with government entities to expand their services to underserved areas. In the fourth quarter, they activated 117,000 subsidized rural passings, which is part of their broader strategy to increase their footprint and customer base in rural areas.
Key takeaways. In summary, Charter Communications has delivered a solid performance in the fourth quarter of 2024, with strong revenue growth and an impressive EPS beat. Their strategic investments in network expansion and mobile services are positioning them well for future growth. John, any final thoughts?
Charter's focus on enhancing their network and expanding their service offerings is a positive sign for long-term growth. Investors should keep an eye on their execution of these strategies in the coming quarters.
Thank you, John, for your insights. And thank you to our viewers for tuning in. If you found this analysis helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to Smart Stock Watch. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Charter's performance in the comments below.